Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in our Talks with Walt, as we are calling our readings to the deathbed edition of Walt Whitman's Leaves of Grass. We turn down to the poem Stronger Lessons. It's a short poem number 45 of the 58 of Stanza 70. And in many ways, this is another theodicy, that is to say, the explanation for why must there be bad or terrible things that happen in the world. Whitman, as we have said, always argues, don't ask why did it happen to me, but rather for me. Don't ask why did it happen to us, speaking of the Civil War, but for us. Now, we're also back to Whitman as teacher or pedagogue, one of those 5 P's that we started with, back to Song of Myself 46, 47. He most honors my style, who learns under to destroy the teacher, and we're back to ideas of lessons. Our assumptions are that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net, down that left-hand side, Talks with Walt, our playlist. Of course, the comments of Song of Myself 46, 47. We gave a set of introductory comments to Stanza 70, and I'm hopeful that you have already been exposed to that. And then we just finished with Dying Veteran. Our Nortons will tell us about this poem, that it was, these 2 lines were first published as part of Debris in Leaves of Grass, 1860, then separately with the present title in Leaves of Grass, 1867, but not in succeeding editions before November Bough's Annex of 1888. It's an interesting poem in its construction at 2B. Notice it's 3 questions, right? Stronger will take us back to starting from Pomanak 12. Lessons will take us to Song of the Exposition number 1. You'll remember how he used it there. He'll begin with a question. Have you learned lessons only of those who admired you and were tender with you and stood aside for you? You'll remember the use of the word learned, especially in this way, in Long Too Long, America, and To a President. Have you not learned great lessons from those who reject you and brace themselves against you, or who treat you with contempt or dispute the passage with you? Now, I find this an amazing poem, because I think this poem is actually Whitman writing to Whitman, and the same way that Marcus Aurelius writes in Meditations to Marcus Aurelius. Notice how he begins. Have you learned lessons only of those who admired you? In other words, those who supported you, those who gave you some sense of value, and were tender with you, and stood aside for you, in other words, showed you the proper respect. You've clearly learned lessons from people like that in your life. That we'll call positive models. Yay, we need them, we're grateful for them. Have you not learned, it's almost as if he's setting up for the second and the third questions from the first question. Have you not learned, notice this isn't greater lessons, he just says great. Great lessons from those who reject you and brace themselves against you, or who treat you with contempt, or dispute the passage with you, which obviously would be an academic kind of rendering, dispute the passage. Right? In other words, what's his point? Well, at 2A, obviously, the power of the negative model. That is to say, think about the theodictic question. Why must there be people that treat me badly? Why can't everyone just be nice to me? And the answer here is, yeah, but think about this. While people who treat you well, you've learned from them. Isn't it possible that you can learn important lessons as well from those who don't treat you well? The power of a negative model. How is that even possible, you might ask? Well, think about it. One of the most obvious ways that a negative model is powerful is it tells you how not to be. Don't be that guy, as they often will say. But often, in the dispute, for example, of a passage, here obviously Talks with Walt come to mind. Your reading of a passage and somebody else's reading of a passage might conflict. And in fact, that individual might say, you're a complete idiot for seeing it that way. And at first your instincts are to get really upset and maybe even to fire back. But what if you are a complete idiot in regards to what they've just shared with you? Oh yeah, I haven't seen it that way. That's that epistemological fallibilism, as we commented about it in earlier lectures. Instead of just that absolute certainty, I'm right and you're wrong. What's it like to approach a passage and to say, I think this is what it is saying, but I could be wrong about it. Somebody says, no, I think there's another way to see it. And you go, wow, even though you're disagreeing with me, I'm learning from that disagreement. It's powerful. I love this little poem. It's just a little suggestion by Whitman, the teacher. Don't be too overconfident in your interpretations. I'm hopeful that in our talks with Walt, we've been able to kind of present that spirit as we have shared multiplicity of potential ideas and interpretations as we're trying to exegete these poems hermeneutically. It's not easy, obviously, to do it so well, and yet I'm hopeful that you've been challenged. It to be, obviously, the power of the rhetorical question is self-evident here. At 3A, I'll take us all the way back to our study of Plato's Apology. We've given a full lecture on it at learnstrong.net. And the Socratic approach to ask questions, right? I think Socrates is very much in the mind of Whitman at times, especially when he wants to write as the teacher, asking questions. You'll remember what he says in 46, Song of Myself. You're asking questions, I hear you, I answer, I cannot answer. You must find out what does he say? Find out for yourself, right? That's the goal. And you'll remember in the Apology that he even says it right before he has to go and drink his hemlock shake. The unexamined life is not worth living. What does that mean, the unexamined life is not worth living? Well, try and live an examined life. Okay, well, what does that mean? Be impressed with negative models in your life, which obviously leads us to 3B question. What's a time in your life when you learned from your critics? Somebody who treated you poorly, and yet you learned something profound from that experience. Might have been a ball player with a coach or something even. Thank you.